welcome to our podcast. Our phones making us less productive. Okay, the first one is going to introduce ourselves. My name is Yuni Emya and my friends.
My name is Emya. We are meeting.
And in today's episode, we are diving into a topic that affects most of students in today's world. Okay, smartphones have become an essential part of our daily life. We use them to maybe just study, communicate, stay informed, and of course, and entertain ourselves. But with constant notification, and social media feeds, and instant access to everything, are we actually doing more or just getting more distracted?
And today we were going to explore how phone usage impacts student productivity, why it's so easy to lose focus, and what we can do to back control of our time. So grab your headphone, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
Okay. Now, we're talking about the reality of phone usage among college students. You know, there's research showing that college students can check their phones up to maybe 18 until 100 times a day. Crazy, right? Imagine how much time that adds up to.
Yeah, and it's not just checking message. When you open my TikTok or Instagram reels that might plan to scroll for 5 minutes, but suddenly it's been hours.
Exactly. On average, students are spending around 6 to 8 hours a day on the phones. It's basically like a full-time job, just on the screen.
And what are actually during those hours? The survey showed that about 30 to 40% of the time goes straight to social media, Instagram, Twitter, and whatever we call it now.
Then there's chatting like WhatsApp, Line, maybe Telegram. They take up another 20 to 25%, maybe. Not to mention video streaming like YouTube and Netflix, which adds up 15 until 20%.
Both games get divided share around 10 to 15%, but guess what? Activity or study related like nation or Google Classroom only 5 to 10 minutes percent of their screen time. That's barely anything.
And that's a problem. Phones are supposed to help us be more productive, but in reality they often do the opposite. One big issue is distraction. Notification interrupts students constantly.
Right. According to a study from the University of California, it can take around 23 minutes for fully refocus after being tired. That's a hard loss of time if you haven't multiple times a day.
There's also the illusion of multitasking. A lot of students think they can study while scrolling through social media. But research from the American Psychological Association shows multitasking like that can lower your learning efficiency by up to 40%. So lower, yes.
And let's not forget about FOMO, fear of missing out. Many students feel anxious if they are not constantly connected. That stress makes it even harder to concentrate.
Plus all this phone time, especially late at night, message with their sleep. The blue light from your screen disrupts melatonin, which makes lower sleep quality. And without good rest, it's tough to be productive next day, maybe.
So well phones are powerful tools. The way most students use them might actually be hurting their creativity more than helping it.
Now we're talking about negative impact on productivity. Uh,
One of the biggest effects is a shorter attention plan. It's harder to focus on reading or listening, but third,
exactly. There's even a time for it. The dopamine loop. From constant notifications, our brain gets wired to keep seeking distractions. Have you ever been reading your class material and suddenly your phone buzzes? So you check it, and next thing you know, you've been scrolling through Instagram for 10 minutes.
All the time, and that actually destroy your concentration. The brain takes time to return to study. Most some say it takes around 20 to 25 minutes just to get on.
And it's where people often say they're multitasking, like studying while watching YouTube or getting into research. But it turns out this kind of multitasking can reduce brain performance by up to 40 until 50%. And
You're only a little with the intention to work on excitement, but then your hand races for TikTok. Just for a quick break, and suddenly an house fast.
exactly, a phone will become the perfect tool for procrastination. We keep delaying tasks because there's always something more entertaining.
And the more we delay, the more stress you get. And in the end, we rush to work close to the deadline and the body suffers.
And there's another impact that's often underestimated. Phone messing up our sleep schedule. Scrolling before bed keep our brain active.
That's because the break from screen relations, the hormone that help us feel sleep.
When we don't get enough sleep or the quality is poor, we feel tired the next day, can't focus in class, and end up being unproductive the whole day.
Notice many students experience FOMO, to fear of missing out of updates, info, friends, stories, everything.
Totally. Phones don't just waste our time, they also affect our mental health. We start feeling like we're not productive enough or not as happy maybe as others, even though most of what we see online is just for show.
All that adds to anxiety, making us feel more distracted and less focused.
Okay, I want to text you. Can phones be a productive tool? On the flip side, smartphones can actually be super helpful too. Yes. Like using to-do list apps or Google Calendar.
Or listening to podcasts like this one. But seriously, it's all about how you use them, not the tools itself.
Even though they are often of distraction, phones can also boost productivity. For example, apps like Notion are great for organizing lecture notes, to-do lists, even daily schedules.
I'm a big fan of Forest That's our version 3 because as long as you stay off, your plan is find ways to focus.
Or the Pomodoro time, 25 minutes or focus study, followed by a 5-minute break. It's super simple but really effective.
Besides that, smartphones are a gateway to academic sources, ebook, international journal, and any educational video are all accessible anytime.
Totally. From Google Scholar to YouTube, all knowledge is literally in your pocket. It's just a matter of whether we choose to access useful content or end up scrolling endlessly.
In the end, phones can become a mini library if we use them wisely.
But to make sure our phones don't backfire, we need boundaries. You know about boundaries? Like setting screen time limits, using focus mode, or even keeping the phone outside in the room while studying.
Yeah, because no matter how good the teacher is, if we lack and control, it just turns back into a distraction.
Small acts of discipline like that can make a hard difference and productivity. So it's not really about the phone, it's about the person using it. Okay, now
Starting
I want to talk you tips for managing phone usage. Okay, now we're heading into a really important part. How to actually manage our phone use. Isn't that hard or productivity?
because the key isn't to get right to our phones, but to control how we use them.
Okay, first tip of me. First tip, when you study, try turning on silent mode or do not disturb, like in our phones, like that. Nggak nampak. I always turn like that. The way notification won't interrupt your train of thought.
I always turn off all notifications while working for 6 more hours as I get distracted every 5 minutes.
Good. You?
Second, use screen time or iPhones or digital well-being and Android to set time limits for social time. Social media apps.
Okay, of me, you can also active focus mode. It automatically block certain apps during study time. I think it.
Sometimes we don't even realize we've been scrolling for an hours. Tools like this really helps avoid the breaks.
Okay. For a more extreme but effective approach, try keeping your phone away from your study space. Leave it outside your room in ultraviolet.
I tried putting my phone in another room for 2 hours while studying, and I was so much more focused. Okay, we don't talking about use phone you're only we need it that hour to review. This one on what mindset. Just so your phone when you actually need it for research or communication, not just because you're bored.
Sometimes we open our phone just to avoid tasks we don't feel like doing, but it only makes us even less productive. So,
So the takeaway is manage yourself, not just your phone. You can still be productive as long as you use our phone mindfully and with control.
yes. Okay. So to wrap it to, smartphones are neutral. It all depends on how we use them, whether the impact is positive or negative.
Exactly. Students can actually be more productive if they know how to manage distraction. So let's be more mindful and rating how we use our phones.
Okay, guys. Thanks for tuning in this episode. Don't forget to follow our podcast and share it with friends who make need insight like this too. See you in the next episode.